But I was in half and half, and I thought, yeah, half of me believes I do have long COVID, and the other half thinks I'm bloody dying. My name is Emma Hally. I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia on the 14th of September 2021. So I think all the doctors were just putting everything, all my symptoms down to post-COVID, post-viral symptoms. I did recover for a few days as well. And then running from after that right up until September, I was so ill, and I'm somebody that never, ever, ever gets ill. So this was ringing alarm bells for me and my whole family. We did multiple hundreds, it felt like hundreds of blood tests, and nothing was coming back. Sometimes they were saying things were high, things were low. At the time, I wasn't sure what they were talking about. Now I'm well aware of hemoglobin and platelets and things like that. But at the time, I didn't know what they were talking about. I felt very left in the dark about things. All of that in the space of 3 months, I was in bed in agony. But I think the main symptoms looking back that were related to the leukemia that we could definitely say were extreme pain in the back of my head. I would never be able to say that was just a headache. I can't describe it like that. It was extreme, what we now know as bone pain in the back of my neck, like running up the head, and that could not be soothed by anything else other than like deep, deep massage. So I had to stop working, and then I started getting what I thought was muscle spasms in my lower back. So I was getting prescribed diazepam. So nothing was working, and I was turning yellow with this pain. Looking back, I probably should have phoned an ambulance at that time. But because I just kept being told there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. So I think it really is important to remember, if you know your body, like there will be something wrong if you think there's something wrong. So yeah, and that kind of just, that pain led me to my diagnosis, because we were never away from the doctors, and that was unusual for me. So we were back and forward for 3 months, I would say, at least a couple of times a week in the doctor's surgery, and sometimes I couldn't even sit on the doctor's surgery chair to wait. I was in that much pain. My last blood test was at the GP. I actually thought I was getting better, and I'd started getting my breath back after being breathless for so long. And that blood test in the GP surgery was the one that led me to the 9 Wells Hospital and the diagnosis that exact day. It was in the space of about 2 hours. They got back to me and said, bring an overnight bag. And literally from that phone call, 5 minutes up the road to the hospital, and about 10 minutes later, they said it was probably leukemia or lymphoma.